Right now, I have two lovely women with me. They are from the Business and Professional Women's Club, and every year they do an event called Life Unplugged. And we're going to let them tell you about it. Bllizzi is sitting next to me, and Cyndie Powell is on her side. And they are involved with this wonderful event. I want to call it an event, but Kim, tell us, what is Life Unplugged?
It's an interactive educational program for students, boys and girls, ages from 8th grade to high school. Even out of high school, we've taken some young
Yeah,
girls.
they probably need it too as
Yes,
well. Yeah.
Yeah. So what it is it's a program where the people that are participating in it, they pretend they're 25 years old. They pick a career. And
they get to pick their own career.
They do. They get to pick their own career. And this is what it's all geared around. So they're going to pick their career, and when they come to the program, Cyndie and I put together a packet with their salary, and they get a check register, which is really foreign to a lot of students.
They don't even know what that is.
They don't know.
Yeah.
Actually, Cyndie's going to be doing a PowerPoint presentation on actually how to write a check and fill in the information.
Anymore, they probably going to use one of these things where they don't have to do anything, with a little chip.
Yes.
But checks are still important.
But we still use them.
Yeah.
So they get their salary, and they go to the banking booth, and it's by the month, so they have their monthly wages in their check register, and the first big surprise is the taxes that come out.
Yeah, they don't know. A lot of times they go, I make so much an hour, and then they found out, whoa.
Yes. And they take their check register and they go around about 15 booths. And the 15 booths represent like all of the expenses that we incur, what utilities, housing,
And do they pay
food.
along the way for the month?
Yes, they have to make choices, and it's their choices. They have to get a car, they have to pick a house, they have to go for food, they have to get utilities, etc.
What do they start with? I mean, housing must be first.
Well, and it's funny you should
because
say
it's
that.
essential.
It is. They have to go to the essential booths first, which yes are housing and transportation and utilities. And then once they, obviously food, daycare if they have children, and that's another
so
thing.
you give them kids sometimes.
Yeah, their family status, they don't get to pick. They spin a wheel, and it will tell them whether they're married, single, divorced, how many children they have, which is really interesting because when they go to purchase food and housing and utilities, that makes a huge difference in what comes out of their checkbook.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's interactive. It's funny because I just spoke with another woman that we partnered with that did the program in Albany, and she said some of the kids come in like, they don't want to, not that thrilled, but their parents want to be there. But it's interactive, and they're doing all the choices. We have a volunteer that partners with them. So they shadow them.
Somebody's with them to kind of guide them a little bit.
Guides them. And this way, if they run into some kind of a problem.
So when they pick that Mercedes, they might say to them,
exactly.
Maybe you might want to think about a used car or taking a bus.
We won't tell them right away not to pick the Mercedes, but down the line when they don't have money for food and they have the Mercedes in the driveway.
Can they go back and return it?
Yes, they can return the car, they can choose different housing, but they can't give up their spouse or their children. Okay, so those are the two things they can't give back.
Now, Cyndie, you're going to work with the money end of it, right?
Yes.
To kind of show them what a check is and what they do with it, and how to keep a check register. I mean, a lot. It surprised me years ago when I use Quicken, so it's just kind of like I can just I can easily balance my checkbook. But I've talked to people who say, I never balance my checkbook. I just see what's left in the, and I go, whoa. How can you? How do you know how many checks are out? And what you can't just spend that money.
Yeah. So we're going to talk to them a little bit about that and how important it is to know what you have in your checking account. A lot of people, like you said, I've got checks left. I can write another check.
I got more checks. I must be okay.
Let me do another one. But I also do the financial advising booth, where the first year that we did it, Kim and I thought, nobody's going to even come to my booth because they're not going to have any money left.
Or
not be interested. So what we did is we said, if you have a problem and if you run out of money, then you have to go and see the financial advisor. And we talk about the different choices that they could have, something they could have done differently. Mm-hmm. And I also give them a quick tutorial on if you go to work, you're going to be offered like a 401k plan or an IRA plan. And I tell them if you're 21 years old and you start with $50 a month, and I'm a financial advisor by trade, so this is my
Yeah,
my
so
avenue.
You
yes.
know.
Yeah, so I picked like a growth stock fund, and I said if you did $50 a month for 44 years, from the time that you're 21
You're a millionaire.
to you're 65, just $50 a month, $600 a year, they'll net out like over $700,000.
Yeah.
And they think, wow, that's awesome. And I said, but when you got $700,000, we don't recommend that you take more than 5% as an income. It's only $35,000. So a lot of them start with a salary of like 40-ish, and they think they're rich, and they still don't have any money left.
No.
And then I tell them, if you wait until you're 41, because so many people don't have money when their kids are young, they only end up with like 70 grand in that same fund.
Yeah.
Putting the same money.
Yeah, you got to start early. And that many years ago that someone advised me of that, and I did that, and it really helps because I don't have a pension, so you got to have something to fall back on.
Yeah.
And it's their career choices, like Cindy said, they'll have a career that makes maybe $25,000 or $30,000 now. When you're 18, 17 years old, that sounds like
that's
a lot of
money.
And that's unbelievable money, and then they can see how much things cost. And the feedback that we've received from the students over the last 2 years, it's amazing. They're going to go home and thank their mother, for everything that she does, and ask her how she makes it, financially.
Now it's amazing to them how they do it. Now, when is this event, and how do kids sign up? Is this something through the schools, or is this a walk-in? Tell me a little bit more about that.
That is, it's March 21st. It's going to be held at Schenectady County Community College.
That's where you usually have it.
Yes, and we've had it there the last couple of years, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. It is too late to sign up for it this year.
Oh, okay.
But anyone that's interested in seeing what it's all about can definitely come by and watch.
Observe.
Yes, absolutely. You can go to our website, which I'm sure you're going to air on the website, our Schenectady BPW website. All the forms for the event are there, and they'll be there consistently throughout the year if anybody has any questions for me.
I think it's essential. This is such a great thing.
It's great.
Because, years ago, there were courses like called home ec, and you kind of learned about checking accounts, and you learned about cooking and buying things, but they seem to have done away with a lot of that for other reasons, and maybe it was good or bad, I'm not sure. So something like this really is helpful for them to get their feet on the ground. I remember having a grandson saying, "Oh, I can't wait to move out," and I said, "What kind of a job are you going to get?" "Oh, I don't know. It doesn't make any difference. I'm going to get an apartment, and then I'm going to get me a car," and I'm going, whoa.
They have no idea.
They have no idea that it eats up, your monthly payment on a car, your insurance on a car.
And daycare, they're really surprised about how expensive daycare is. So it's really kind of a Planned Parenthood thing as well, because they get to
realize they need to get some money under their belt before they start their families.
Yeah, because
but of course, if they're stuck with a family at your place, there's nothing you can do now. No returns,
No returns. That's it.
We've been talking with Bllizzi and Cyndie Powell. And we're talking about Life Unplugged. What a great idea. And it's on the 21st at Schenectady County Community College. I would recommend that you go down just to watch and see what's going on and how these kids deal with it. And you're not going to be in the mix, but you'll be able to kind of see how it's done and maybe encourage one of your grandkids or children to partake in it next year, because it's really a very important life lesson, isn't it?
It is a life lesson.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you both for doing such great work, and of course the BPW is a wonderful organization
Thank you for
that does a
having us.
lot. And you've got a Woman of the Year coming up. You've got lots of good things coming up too.